Hello, welcome to another live broadcast of Master Investors Company. Glad to be here again with another valuable video blog that we have today for you. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you know exactly the times that we're going live. We're doing this just about every week, and we're uploading videos with extraordinary content that will change your life once you take the knowledge in and apply it into your own life. It's all about taking action, baby steps, but it's important that we execute what we are learning. Okay, so today's vlog is going to be something that I love to speak about because it is what defines if someone will reach their potential in life and be able to tap into their passions. Okay, a lot of times people only do what they love to do as a hobby, but what we want you to do here at Master Investor is that you learn how to monetize your passions through using systems and learning how to do business and investing with the rich mindset, learning how to play with the new rules of money. That's why we created a new book called the 10 new rules of money, because the rules of money have emerged throughout the past decades. In other words, they have changed because the law has changed, and so we have to adapt to the new rules and play by them, because it is the only way we're going to build wealth. Okay, and so today's blog is called Why Passive Income Gives Control. Okay, you can go to our main website at www.masterinvestor.education. I'm going to leave the link below, somewhere in the description here. Make sure you check all of the links, because we are giving you the resources, the tools, and opportunities to start building passive income. You can start today. So if you're watching this for the first time, you landed on our channel, then you're here for a reason, and I'm going to deliver to you great content right now. In the next 15 to 30 minutes, you're going to learn why passive income is the best type of income that a person can work to build in their lifetime. Okay, a lot of times, the majority of people in the world only get to build earned income, which is the worst type of income because it's taxed at the highest brackets. When you exchange your time for money, someone else dictates your days. You need to ask for vacation. You're not in control over your time. So passive income, on the other hand, gives you control over your time. It gives you total freedom, and it helps you build true wealth. Okay, so let's dive into it. Leaving your money to chance is not a solid financial plan. At the end of the day, don't we want to be in the driver's seat, right? And it's all about control. Remember, being rich and building wealth is about having more control, doing less, and making more, using leverage, using words, using knowledge, because knowledge is the new money. In the information age that we live on today, is all about having the right data and being able to be the messenger of that data so that you can acquire the clients and the people that you are serving. Okay, every business, remember this, is built to solve a problem in the marketplace. So one of the questions we have for you today here on this video blog is, what is the problem that you are passionate about solving? And then the second question is that problem has a market, has a niche, has a group of people that already want to buy that solution? In other words, how many people want to buy that solution, or are they already buying it from the competition? And so you can study your market and figure out if your problem that you're passionate about solving is a great problem to solve, because it's going to give you clients from day one, because there are thousands of people, hundreds of people already looking for what you have to offer as a solution. So point is that every business that we build, or every business that you see out there, is built and is inspired by solving a problem. They have a solution, they have a product or service that solves a problem. So write down what is the problem that you want to solve in the marketplace, right? We all have different passions and we have different purposes in life. A lot of times people only get to do somebody else's dreams, somebody else's passions. They work for somebody else plans and passions because they don't have the time to work on themselves. They only do that on the weekends when they have the weekends off, or they have a little vacation. They go to do the things that they love to do. So we want you to understand that you can change that by starting to build passive income. And it doesn't matter how small the amount of passive income you're going to start to get after you start doing your first business move or the first investment. It is more than just the money. It is the freedom that that little bit is going to help you obtain, because every $25, every $100 on passive income will add up to your ultimate wealth, will add up to your living expenses. So imagine if your living expenses is $3,000 per month, then if you have passive income that exceeds $3,000 a month, then you're financially free. And you're going to feel like you're the richest person on earth because you have no reason to work for money, right? You can actually sit back and think about the things that you want to do and pursue them at full speed. So now you're free to do whatever you want to do, and now the whole game is to continue to double down on your passive income, continue to acquire great assets that produce passive income in any type of economy. I'm talking about real assets that you control under your companies in your asset column. I'm not talking about buying a share and hoping that it goes up and then you sell it for a gain. That is called capital gain income, and it's too risky. And here at Master Investor, we mainly focus on building passive income because we understand that ultimately that's what's going to give you total freedom, and it's going to help you build true wealth, okay? There's no limit in the amount of passive income that a person can make. So that's the great news about that. When you have a job and you work for earned income, then you have a limit. You can only work 16 hours a day. You need to sleep 4 hours. You need to sleep. You need to eat. You need to, take a shower, etc. So you can only work so many hours a day for money. And so the whole idea is to stop thinking that you need to work for earned income. I want you to start focusing on working to acquire passive income, okay? And it takes time, but it can be done very fast with today's systems, and it depends of you. It depends of how much action you're going to take after you watch this video, right? So there come a point in your investing life where the cash flow from your investment supports not only your living expenses but also your next investment. So in other words, when we're building cash flow and we exceed our living expenses, then now we can acquire more cash flow and assets with the cash flow that we're generating that it's left over after we paid our living expenses. So the first step to financial freedom is to figure out how much it takes you to live per month, and then get to that in passive income. And then once it exceeds that, continue to acquire assets with that cash flow that is left over from, paying all your living expenses. You got $1,000 left on passive income. Now, what are you going to do with that money is what's going to determine how wealthy you'll become, because you can either go spend that money somewhere else and give it to somebody, or maybe a pleasure of yours, which is fine, right? At that point, you don't need to work for money. Your expenses are paid, so you can actually do whatever you need to and want to do with whoever you want to do. But the whole point is to become more wealthy, so you have more freedom, you have more options. So what I would do is that I will grab that $1,000 and invest it into something that will produce me passive income fast, something that is going to give me cash flow no matter what. So it could be a down payment for a real estate house that I'm going to turn into an Airbnb. And I'm going to recoup my money back very quickly. In fact, I will grab that $1,000 and I'll go ask for a credit line. And then I'll use the credit line before I use the cash to invest into that real estate property, whether it's rented from somebody that owns the land and I re-rent it back to Airbnb, right? With the knowledge and permission and writing by the landlord that I'm going to be doing a business with that real estate property. Okay, so but the whole point is that what are you going to do with the cash flow that you're getting left over after your living expenses are paid? So you have a business, it's paying you $4,000 per month, let's say, for example, and then your living expenses are $3,000. Now you have $1,000 left. What are you going to do? How are you going to multiply that? So the whole game is to put it into somewhere that is going to multiply by creating passive income, aka cash flow. Whether there's a real estate property, whether there's a business that you launch, a digital book that you created, and you built a website with that money, and then you send traffic to it, and now it's recouping you all the money back from the sales that you're getting every month, every day, even while you're sleeping, right? So you have to have a plan for whatever money you have in possession so that it multiplies and it grows. A lot of people only know how to, waste their money, but they don't know how to spend their money properly in order to build wealth. And it comes with financial education. You need to have what we offer here at Master Investor, high quality financial education for you to be able to become a wealthy person and be able to multiply your money. So your cash flow breeds new assets that in turn breeds more cash flow. But financial success isn't just about making the money. It is about having the freedom to choose how. In this blog, we will cover how real estate and other cash flow assets is the best way to control while generating cash flow. Remember that real assets are key, not just having something that is called an asset. A lot of times people tend to call a liability an asset and an asset a liability. So they have it backwards. An asset puts money into our pocket. Remember that. Even when we're not working, that's a true asset. And we control that. We can say we're going to improve that asset by doing this. We have a word into what happens to that asset and how to make it better. Or if we want to, shut it down or whatever, we have the ultimate say. And that is having control over your asset column and your assets. That's a real asset. But if you just buy a share or a mutual fund that you have to pay into every month, or a 401k or whatever, then that is not a real asset. They tell you it's an asset, but it's not an asset because it's not putting money into your pocket, at least not today. Unless you take the money out, and then that is called capital gain income, which is also taxed at a higher bracket than passive income. Passive income is taxed at the lowest bracket. That's why it's the best type of income to focus on, because we have more benefits that will ensure we keep as much money for ourselves. Once we follow the law and the tax code, we will find out that actually the corporate law and the tax code is on the favor of entrepreneurs and investors who know who know how to use the tax law and the tax code for our advantage, okay? Because it's a package of incentives that will help us even become more wealthy, okay? A lot of times people think the law, they have to break the law to get rich. No. We don't do that. We want to do everything legal and ethical because we're doing it to what? To get to total freedom, to ultimate freedom, and have more options. So if we're risking the thing that we're going for, that is not a good logic, right? So we need to ensure that we keep our freedom no matter what. So we gotta adhere by the law and have a great team around us that will help us utilize the law to our advantage. Why cash flow? Before we dive into real estate and passive income assets, let's discuss why generating cash flow is the guaranteed key to building infinite wealth. Saving does not equal retirement. It is not easy. In fact, I would say it is almost impossible to save the amount of money you will need to retire. Most people still have to do some sort of side work when they retire. They either don't have enough saved in the retirement accounts, or they are losing money because of market fluctuations. That's the problem. We're relying on capital gains for retirement income. By focusing on cash flow, however, you can achieve your goal of building up your income to equal or exceed your living expenses. That's when you reach financial freedom, when you don't have to work for money anymore in the form of, working at a job, and showing up, exchanging your time to somebody else's company. You have now control over your time. You don't need to work for money because your living expenses are taken care of. Now you can sit back and think, hey, what do I really want to do in life? What is the impact that I want to make in life? What are my passions? How can I turn them into cash flow? How can I serve the community and the world? How can I leave my positive mark in the world even after I'm gone from this earth? How can my businesses and investments and still impact the world? So you can actually have time for yourself to think about the things that you want to do. Cash flow frees you up to get on with your life and to do what you really want to do. You're not dictated by the constraints of money. Cash flow breeds cash flow. The first cash flow investment can be building a network and real estate rental property. The monthly cash flow can be anything as long as it is cash flow. It can be $10, it can be $25. But remember, passive income, it comes in. You're not working for that anymore. You did something, you put something into play, and then now you can watch it, sit back and watch that passive income come in the form of residual income, right? It's the same thing. Passive income, royalties, cash flow, that's what we're looking for. Something that we don't have to be present to earn that money over and over again. So, which is income that comes in for us even when we're sleeping. The whole game is to build up per day and to continue to acquire cash flow and assets. It may be a low amount at the beginning if you're starting out with passive income, but the whole point is to start now. And that first step is by far the toughest, to make the decision right now after you watch this video. How am I going to invest? How am I going to start my company? How am I going to solve a problem in the marketplace? But you can start because we're giving you the tools. We're giving you the guidance. We're holding you by the hand. Join our community here at Master Investor. You get a lot of VIP benefits just by being a paid member. You can find us on our website and join one of our wealth courses. Is going to accelerate how the speed in which you get to financial freedom and start building true wealth. So it's all about focusing on your passive income, and that's what we're going to do from the beginning. All of our wealth courses are focused to build your passive income. No matter which stage you're on right now, whether you have passive income already, we're going to scale that. We're going to see how we can take it to the next level, or how you can branch off with that and then build more passive income. But we're going to be focusing on your asset column. So everything that we do here at Master Investor is to focus to elevate the financial well-being of humanity and our partners, right? It is good to be in control. But the passive income from assets that you control is much more than $1. Is your in your pocket. It is the first building block towards the cash flow you will enjoy forever and allow to reach total freedom. It turns out to be a lovely cycle. Here at Master Investor Company, we don't like to invest in things where we have no control. Especially, even us here at Master Investor, we're an investment management company, but we're more than investment management company because we also are in the business of financial education. We provide high-quality financial education made simple with lucrative opportunities that will allow you to build passive income in infinite wealth. I am not a stock trader or a flipper, one who constantly buys and sells property for a capital gain. I am not good at timing the highs and lows of the stock market or the real estate market. We want to have control over our assets. We don't want to sit, hold, and pray that the market's going to grow up and then sell it. That is too risky, and it's a recipe that we don't follow here at Master Investor. We encourage everyone that is watching us and that is a partner of us to build passive income with cash flow and assets that they control. So if we're going to have a real estate property, we're going to control that, and we want to keep control over that. And hopefully we're using other people's money, the bank's money, to obtain that, or a credit card to obtain that. And then we're going to recoup that money back, and we're going to repeat the cycle. But we want that real estate property to become a cow cash machine for us, right? And we want to have it where it's putting money into our pocket, even when we're sleeping, even when we're working on a different project, etc. We want to continue to acquire cash flow and assets. We don't care about selling that or going up in the value. We're going to help it improve by managing it better, by maybe improving the painting, putting laundry in the building, or whatever it needs to improve the cash flow. But we want to keep that forever, unless we're going to turn that into a down payment for something else bigger. Then we will sell it, we will transfer it accordingly with the laws, so that we will acquire a different and better cash flow and asset. But we're not in the business of buying something low and then selling it high eventually if it goes up, hoping that it's going to go up. We're not doing that. That is too risky, because in the meantime, that person is not making any money. So it's not really a true asset. So we want to have a real estate property that is making money to us from the day one. So if we acquire the real estate property, can we put it on Airbnb next week? Do we need to put couches? Do we need to put TVs? Do we need to rearrange a few things, cut the grass? But can it be on Airbnb by next week, in 15 days, in a month? Okay, that's fast enough. We can actually take over that and sign a contract over 4 years. We're going to control it 4 years, and we're going to make sure we recoup all of our money back, whether we give the first, second, and third month to the landlord, and now we get that back in the first 3 months through our clients, and everything else after that will be cash flowing, aka passive income profits. Okay. We can't control the markets, but we can control our rental properties and our businesses. Okay, so we want to have real estate properties, we want to have digital businesses, we want to have offline businesses that we control. That's the whole game, right? Control. That is why real estate is one of the best ways to generate cash flow, while having all the control, and also by having networks which we can build with the internet by controlling a business that provides a solution to the marketplace. Rental properties put you in the driver's seat, or any other cash flowing real asset will put you on the driver's seat. Real estate is one of our favorite investment vehicles for many reasons. It is fun, profitable, and it gives us freedom to choose and control our own investment. Yes, in real estate, you can actually have a tremendous amount of control over your investment. Unlike in other investment classes, such as stocks and commodities, in real estate, you play a steering role in your investment success. Let's face it, money is one of the most stressful parts of life for most people. Oftentimes, it is because people feel like they don't have any control over their money. It seems as though everyone is clamoring for your money. Whether it is your utilities, insurance, mortgage, or taxes, everyone wants a piece of your pie. Remember, when you spend your money, it goes into somebody else's asset column. So your car payment, your house payment, your mortgage, right? Everything goes into somebody else's asset column. So we can turn liabilities, those will be considered liabilities. If they're taking money out of your pocket and it's not putting any money into your pocket today in the form of passive income, then they're liabilities. But you can turn them into assets. So for example, if you live at your house and you have 5 rooms, now you divide the house, 3 rooms are going to be rented on Airbnb. Now those rooms will pay you the mortgage, right? And it will leave more money for you in the form of passive income every single month. Then now that house is an asset to your asset column. So when you pay the mortgage, it goes into the bank's asset column, but you also have control over that asset. You have that asset making you passive income because you divided the house and now you're renting part of the house to Airbnb. So it all depends who's paying for that debt. So if you're paying for that debt with your own sweat and tears, then that is bad debt. But if the debt is getting paid with somebody else's money, with the client's money of Airbnb, then that is good debt. And actually, you can acquire more debt, more good debt. Majority of people only know how to acquire bad debt, and they get to pay high interest. But when you have good debt, the interest doesn't matter because the client is paying for that. Okay, the business, the investment is paying for that. The cash flow will pay for the interest, and the mortgage and the debt will get paid off on its own. Okay. Many times you don't even have a say in where your money goes. You also have limited control over the money you invest. You can choose where to invest, picking your preferred asset class. There are 5 different asset classes that you can pick from. And we talked about it on a different blog. I'm going to leave the link right there. You can find our blogs over here and learn about the 5 asset classes, okay? But even this, there are 5 asset classes. Paper assets, which is, stocks, mutual funds, etc. You have commodities, then you have real estate, you have businesses, and then you have cryptocurrency, which is a new asset class that emerged. Freedom of choice. Okay, let me finish here, right here. So, but even the savviest investors with tremendous financial knowledge are limited in their power to control how an investment performs. Everything comes with a risk, but the more financial education you have, the more calculated the risk is, and it can be minimized at all costs. Freedom of choice. And this brings me to why real estate is so enticing. When you invest in real estate, you have 100% control over your investment. You do the research, you call the shots, and you profit from the results of your work. When it comes to investing, real estate gives you all the freedom to choose the components that will generate cash flow. When you invest your money in a company or buy a share or of their stock, you have little say or impact on the success and value of that investment. In most cases, you give the businesses your money and then stand by on the sidelines, watching and waiting to see if it succeeds. You can do your homework, study market trends, but at the end of the day, companies are run by people who aren't you. They make decisions that affect your money. If you want to personally increase the value of the company, or if the company starts to fail, there's not a lot you can do besides sell your share. Basically, you are in the passenger seat just along for the ride. In other words, if you're just a trader, and that's what we call them here in Master Investors community, is that if you're just buying stocks and you're hoping that the market will go up and eventually sell in on a screen, looks like you're winning, but you're not really winning because you're not getting any passive income. You have no say into the company's meetings and what happens to the company, etc. Then you're just a trader. You're not an investor. So a lot of people in the market right now on the internet is talking about investing, but they're just traders, and they don't know the difference between investing and trading. Okay, either you're a trader, you trade money, then you trade investments, or as you call them, stocks, right? Those are traders, and an investor is a totally different ball game. Okay, so financial education will take you to become a master investor of your own. In real estate or a business which you control, on the other hand, you are in the driver's seat throughout the entire process. If you buy a piece of real estate or rent a piece of real estate, you don't have to buy if the price is not right, but the landlord wants to rent the property for the right price, and you can see that there is a profit by putting it on Airbnb, then you can actually control that property for however many years the landlord allows you to control it. I can personally increase its value. I have the power to make changes to the physical building, market with increased signage, make improvements to the landscape, add amenities, or bring it in better management. The possibilities are endless. There's a lot I can do, and it is all within my control. The power is in my hands, and so are the profits. your money, your control. Leaving your money to chance is not a solid financial plan, like we said early on. At the end of the day, you don't have the freedom to choose how your money is used and where your future is headed. Below are the 3 things you get to control when you invest in real estate. Remember, all of these decisions are within your power, and the profits you make become extra cash that you can do whatever you want with it. How you profit? When investing in real estate, there are 2 things you can invest for: cash flow and capital gains. As I've noted earlier, my preferred method of investing here at Master Investor is cash flow, aka passive income. When you invest for cash flow, you invest in properties for the long term because they will provide a steady stream of income each month that you can pocket. Investing for capital gains, on the other hand, involves buying a property and then selling it for a one-time payoff. When you buy a real estate investment, this choice is yours to make, or whether you are acquiring a real estate property, right, with other people's money. For what exactly would you invest? You have to ask yourself, are you doing cash flow investment or are you doing capital gain investment? And we always recommend that you go for passive income. Do you want to make a long-term investment and profit off the steady flow of cash flow each month, or do you want to flip the property quickly and invest for a one-time sum, which will end up paying more in taxes when you do capital gain? Same when building a business. Do you want to build a long-lasting business that prints money on its own for you? What is the solution that the business is solving? Every business that is successful solves a problem with systems that work hard for the owner, investor, in this case, you. Both strategies can be lucrative when executed correctly, and the great thing is you have direct control over how you will receive your returns. Most other investment vehicles don't give you a choice in how you will profit, or if they do, there's a lot of rules dictating when and how you will receive your returns. But with real estate, you have more flexibility to earn profits when and how you want to. You can set the rent, buy and sell properties when you want to without anyone dictating how you profit. Same thing with the business. If you build a business, you can do whatever you want with the business. You can increase the price of your products and services. You can sell the business, etc. Right? You have control. That's why the key word of this video blog is control. Do you have control over your time today? Do you have control over your investments? Do you have control over your assets, if they're real assets, right? If they're real assets, then you have control. But if they're not, then you have no control. You're waiting to see if the market is going to go up or when the market is going to go up, and hoping that somebody else will buy your stock for a higher price. Okay, so that is not really a real investment. That is a trader trading in the market. Your investment's value. You have the power to directly increase your real estate investment value or your business investments value. Almost no other asset class lets you have this type of impact or control. Like I mentioned earlier, you have no say in how stocks will perform or what commodities are worth. So many external factors, from politics to war to economic cycles, can impact your other investments, and this leaves many people feeling powerless. But in real estate, you can take action that will directly reflect in your profits, alike to businesses. If you own a business, you can directly affect your own business by adding an asset, adding a service, adding a product, adding better management, more marketing, etc. You can make improvements on the property, increase the square footage, get creative with the property lot, and increase the efficiency of the property's operation, all to increase your ROI, return on investment. How many other investments can say that if you invest in a company, that doesn't mean you can start rearranging their business operations to make it more profitable? You have no power to increase or decrease the price of oil so that you get better returns. But with real estate, the power is in your hands. And if you build also a business from scratch, then you can dictate what to do with that business as it grows. And if you acquire a business that is existing, for example, if you see a car wash that is for sale, you can add a membership service to that. Everybody that pays $30 per month will have unlimited car washes and throughout the entire month, as long as they pay the $30 per month, and maybe you do a year contract or maybe cancel anytime, right? But we're let me see, and while it can be a huge responsibility, it also symbolizes sweet freedom to those who recognize its power. Why passive income gives control? This is all why it gives control. You have heard it. We're almost done with this video blog. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and if you have any questions, drop it below. I'm going to come back and answer those for you. And don't forget to go to our courses right over here and get our latest ebooks and courses that we have for you, that you can start building passive income with guidance and ease. Here at Master Investor, we have everything you need to build passive income. Who do you work with? If you invest in a business or purchase a share of a company's stock, do they call you up every time they decide to hire a new employee? Of course not. But when you invest in real estate, the choice of a tenant is yours to make. You get to choose whether you rent your house to a group of rowdy college kids or a nice, lovely couple. You also control who you invest with. One of the best parts of real estate investing is getting to use other people's money, OPM, to purchase your investment. That's right. You don't have to fund the whole investment by yourself. Remember, if you have financial education, you can acquire a deal with no money into the deal. You can actually use the bank's money. You can use private investors' money, because there's always money looking for a new investment house that will multiply that money fast, okay? So if you can put a deal together, the money will find you immediately. So that's why we don't need money to make money. We just need to have financial education. That is right. You don't have to fund the whole investment by yourself, because there are at least 6 ways beginners can find investment money. One way is to approach other investors to help you purchase a property. If you put together a strong deal, you will attract plenty of investors who want to give you their money. The best part is that you get to choose who you work with. Finding and building the right team of investors is vital to your investment strategy, which is why you need let me 1 second, my light is falling apart here. Okay. Finding and building the right team of investors is vital to your investment strategy, which is why you need to work with people you trust. Not all investments allow you that choice. Other people's actions and choices affect your money all the time. Real estate investing is one area where you have some say in the people who surround your investment. So enjoy that perk. Don't let fear get in the way. We have to make people aware that they have to take charge of their money today. They cannot depend on someone else's to do it for them. Not surprisingly, there are a lot of people who are afraid of having that much control over their investment. Historical narratives have made us believe it is a men's game, but it is everybody's game. You have to deal with money all the time. Either you're a woman or a man, you have to spend money, okay? So we have to become master at that game if we're going to be playing it our whole lives. For starters, it is a lot of work. If you want to improve your investment, you have to do the work and make the arrangements, which can take a lot of time and effort, but it is all worth it. Well, we're here to tell you that you need to get into the game of investing for passive income with real assets. Here's why. More and more people, especially as they become older, aren't prepared to take care of themselves financially, and unfortunately can be too afraid to control their own finances. Simply put, not taking the risk is riskier than you think. Learning to invest in assets like real estate and real assets allows you to depend on yourself, not on others, for your financial well-being. Thank you for another valuable video here at Master Investor, coming to you live from the studio. And you can see here how to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on. One of our latest ebook. You can find this on here on all the courses, and this will have you on the track to becoming a master investor and building passive income. It's going to help you, give you the tools, and show you exactly what are the steps one by one in order for you to start building infinite wealth. Okay, this has over 500 pages of financial education with a guide on how to start your own business, how to turn passive income on. And this is good for anyone that, whether you're an employee, a self-employed, a business owner, or an inside investor, this is a must ebook. It's going to change your life, and it's a great ebook to have in your business library. Okay, I'm going to leave some of the resources that we have for you here on our blog. You can also find some of them on the description under this video here on YouTube. And again, bringing you the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Our mission at Master Investor is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. Thank you for watching. We appreciate your time in business, and I will see you on the next live broadcast. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like, and share this great content, okay? Also, find us on all the other platforms at Master Investor. Look for the logo and follow back for more updates about business and investing. Bye for now.